Hello, welcome to Ethnic Creative Cooking. Guess what I'm making today? Nanaimo Bars from Canada. Yeah, Canada. Nanaimo is actually in Canada on the Georgia Strait, actually, near Vancouver and across from Victoria as well, in that vicinity there. So let's do this, okay? So we're going to start off with 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs, and I already rolled and got these all crunched up, but 2 cups, a lot. This is going to be the crust that goes down below. And then we're also going to put in there a 1/2 cup of coconut flakes, okay? So we're going to stir these all together here in a minute. Chopped walnuts, so that goes in there right like that. Okay, I have all my fancy little prep bowls all lined up here. Now we're just going to toss this together using a spoon, okay? So this all goes together, and we're gonna put some other things in here in a minute, okay? So we're gonna have to go over to the stove top here and start melt some butter, a 1/2 cup of butter. So you can just follow along with me over to the range. So 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of margarine, and then 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So here we go on our sugar. 1/4 cup of sugar goes into the butter that's melting. Okay. 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder goes right in here as well. So that goes right in there. And we'll get out a whisk and whisk these things together here. Okay, now once you have your butter melted and everything's in there, we're going to go ahead and take it off the heat, and then we're going to add in some vanilla and 1 egg. We need to make sure that we don't scramble the egg, so it needs to be a beaten egg, okay? And so we'll do that now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that egg in here. And make sure that you whisk it in there. 1 egg, and we're going to put in our vanilla as well. The egg acts as a thickening agent. And then we're also going to put in the vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I love the smell of vanilla. It smells so good. Yum, yum, yum. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Goes right in there. Yeah. And then we're going to whisk this together here. Okay. So we're just going to put this into this mixture here. Remember, we did this previously, so we're just going to stir this in here a little bit at a time. Get it all in there and we'll stir it up like this. Okay, let's stir it in there now. This is going to be our bottom of the crust for Nanaimo bars. Oh, if you've never had these before, you have to try them. They're so good. This recipe also is super old. It's been around for many, many years. It's been in my cupboard for many years. I don't make them all the time, but when I do, people really enjoy them and ask me to make them again. They don't last very long, that's for sure. So I'm just going to mix this all together, and then we're going to place it into an 8x8 pan here. And you can use glass or you can use whatever you want to use. It's fine with me. And you're just going to then press it down into the bottom of this pan here. So we're just going to press into the bottom of this and try to do it evenly. And I put parchment paper in here too, so it'd come out easy. for you to cut up the bars when it's time to cut them up into pieces. Okay, so this should be really, really evenly distributed here. I'm gonna make it so that there's not one section that's larger than the other here. Okay, so we have this all into our pan, and now we're going to put this into the refrigerator, and we're going to make the next thing into the freezer, actually, and get it all chilled so it's ready to go. Okay, now we're making the white filling. Okay, so we need 1/4 of a cup of butter, and then we need 2 cups of powdered sugar. So this goes in here, like so. And then we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of hot water. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over here. You can see me here. Just getting out some hot water from our tap here. There's one, and here is numero 2. There we go. So we're just going to mix this together here, and I'm going to use a spoon at the beginning just to mash up. It's supposed to be, you know, butter that is at room temperature, softened butter. Okay, so we're just going to stir this up and get it going here. Then we're going to get out our crust that we made from the freezer. And then put this on there. Here we go. So let's put this in here and get this out of here. Put it right straight onto the crust here. There we go. We're just going to smooth this out using this icing spreader now. Try to get it as even as possible, just like we were doing before. Bottom crust. Just keep on spreading. Let me show you what I'm doing here. You can see it a little bit better here. And over here. And there we go. We've got this all spread out, and now we're ready for the next layer. We're going to add in, I have a pan right here, a saucepan, and I'm just going to put in 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips, and then we're just going to melt them. You have to use kind of a low heat to do this. Get it melted down, and then we're going to put this on top of the cream filling, and it's going to be delightful. Okay, we're adding in the chocolate here. Smoothing it out. I'm just finishing it up. I put in some of it already. Wanted to make sure I got this on video for y'all. Okay, so I heated it up, not in the microwave, but on the stove top on a very low heat. Okay, don't use a high heat, otherwise the chocolate will seize up and it won't work. Okay, just a warning. And get this all smoothed out here. Everywhere. Okay, move it around here and over here. So there we go. We need a little bit over there. Whoop. And a little over here. So I did put in about 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips, not 2/3. It wasn't quite enough, so that's why I was adding it on there. Okay, so there we go. And 30 minutes in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna snack away. Well, it's that time in the show when we gotta cut these up and serve them up. Here we go. Let's take these out of here and move this to the sink. Okay, and then we're going to cut this in half here. See how wonderful these are? Wow. There's one and two, and then we're going to do 16 bars here. These are going to be put on this nice, beautiful tray here. Look at that. Now that's what I call a Nanaimo bar. So we're going to put these on here and dress it up real beautiful. Make things look good to our guests that we're serving. Oop, a little piece fell off of that. That's the one I'll try. Anyways, you guys get the idea. We're going to serve these up. Let's try this. Those are so good. You got to try these. Thank you for showing up to my channel. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. And share this with your friends because everybody has to make the Nanaimo Bars from Canada. See you later. Bye-bye.